I am Nikarasu with the Paparazzu, and as you can see, I have a new video, and as you can hear, I have a brand new mic. Sounds good, doesn't it? 2K confirmed that in WWE 2K24, there will be 40 years of WrestleMania, which is basically gonna be 30 years of WrestleMania in WWE 2K14. So I figured I'd make a video on predicting matches that will be in 40 years of WrestleMania. I'll start off with matches before WrestleMania 30, and then afterwards do WrestleMania 30 and every other WrestleMania after that. Except for WrestleMania 39, because you already have 2 matches confirmed for 39, so, I mean, we could have another one, but yeah, I'm just gonna skip 39. I also won't be mentioning matches that were in 30 years of WrestleMania, but these are gonna be brand new matches that weren't in 30 years of WrestleMania. Some of these matches could be added, some of these matches might not be added. We'll find out for sure when the game comes out. So now, let's get into these matches. Undertaker vs. Triple H at WrestleMania 17. It was the first time the two battled at WrestleMania. The Undertaker and Triple H have had 3 matches at WrestleMania along with The Rock and Austin and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. In 2K14, out of the 3 matches, they only had the Hell in a Cell match. It would be great playing through their first match at WrestleMania. Moving on to WrestleMania 19, Hulk Hogan vs. Vince McMahon. Hulk Hogan has had memorable moments at WrestleMania. Good and bad, but mostly good. This was Hulk Hogan's last match at WrestleMania, so it would be important to add with how important Hulk Hogan was. Later in the main event, Brock Lesnar took on the WWE Champion Kurt Angle for the title. Lesnar ended up winning the match and became a 2-time WWE Champion. This was the first time they were in the main event at WrestleMania, and was the only time Kurt Angle was ever in the main event of WrestleMania. Angle wasn't back with WWE yet when 2K14 was out, but since he's been back in the games, they can and absolutely should add his matches. The next Mania, at WrestleMania 20, WWE Champion Eddie Guerrero vs. Kurt Angle for the title. This was the only time Eddie walked in and out of WrestleMania with the WWE title. After this match, The Undertaker would return and once again face his brother Kane in the grandest stage of them all. Now, moving on to WrestleMania 21, starting with the best match of the night and arguably the greatest match in WrestleMania history. Shawn Michaels vs. Kurt Angle. The build to this match was absolutely incredible, and who can ever forget the sexy Kurt promo? If this match isn't in the game, I will march down to 2K headquarters or wherever I need to go and riot. As for the next match, I was surprised that it wasn't in 2K14. And the match that I'm talking about is, of course, Triple H vs. Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event. Not only was this the end of the terror of Triple H, but this was also what set up Batista as one of the best in the business during the time. This match was an important one, and it could have been in 2K14 considering the fact that Batista is in the game. Maybe the developers had already reached the limit matches they could have added or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, moving on to WrestleMania 22 is Rey Mysterio vs. Randy Orton vs. Kurt Angle for the World Heavyweight Championship. A match that should have been in Rey Mysterio's showcase since this match was the greatest moment in his wrestling career. But maybe we'll play through it in 2K24. Skipping 2 years later, at WrestleMania 24 is The Undertaker vs. Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship. There is a chance that Edge could be in 2K24, and I honestly hope he is. This was the first and only time Edge ever main evented WrestleMania. And if this is the last time we'll see Edge in a WWE game, they should add this match. Also, can't go wrong with adding a match with Undertaker keeping his WrestleMania streak intact, at least at the time. I can't believe I just said that. Speaking of Undertaker's streak ending, I'm sure they'll add the match between him and Brock Lesnar. A match I'll purposely lose a couple of times. And to make things worse, due to Daniel Bryan being in AEW, none of his matches will be added, including his 2 matches at WrestleMania 30. But another match they could add instead is Cena vs. Bray Wyatt. It's so hard to believe that he passed away last year. Having Wyatt's first ever match at WrestleMania would be a great way to honor him. For WrestleMania 31, we would have Randy Orton vs. Seth Rollins. The spot where Orton catches Rollins with an RKO in the air is memorable, so I can see it being added. The Undertaker vs. Bray Wyatt. The Dead Man against the Eater of Worlds. Another match for both Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. There would possibly be a third match, and that match being Roman Reigns vs. Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. their first ever match at WrestleMania, and their first ever match in general, actually. I'm guessing we would play as Roman Reigns, and we either have to wait to play as Rollins, or we complete the final objective, and the part where Rollins comes in and cashes Money in the Bank is all one big cutscene. Moving on to WrestleMania 32 is The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell. That jump off of the top of the cell is definitely memorable, so that's why I see this being in 40 years of WrestleMania. And they would have the main event that night, Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the WWE Championship, a match that everybody was so excited for and enjoyed. Oh, that's gonna be fun. For WrestleMania 33, other than Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, I have no idea what other match from the night that they would use. I don't know if we would have 2 or 3. I'm not even sure which one we would use, even if we would have one. But if I had to pick, I would choose Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. For WrestleMania 34, The Undertaker versus John Cena. This was in Cena's showcase last year, and I do see it returning for 40 years of WrestleMania. Even though this was short, it's The Undertaker and John Cena fighting at WrestleMania. How can they not add it? AJ Styles versus the Royal Rumble winner that year, Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. And the third and final match for WrestleMania 34, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Another match people enjoyed. A year later at WrestleMania 35, Roman Reigns fought Drew McIntyre, which is a match I don't think will be added since it wasn't important. I do think they will add Triple H versus Batista from that WrestleMania, since this is the first time Triple H ever defeated Batista. And the main event that night, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey, since this is the first ever female main event of WrestleMania. For WrestleMania 36, I think they'd only have one match, and that match is Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I think WrestleMania 37 would also have one match, and that one match being Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Roman's match from that night wouldn't be added because Daniel Bryan is involved in his match, so it won't be added because of Daniel Bryan being in AEW. And as for WrestleMania 38, I think they would have Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. This was Stone Cold's first WrestleMania match in 19 years. That about covers all my predictions. I did think of one more thing. It's not a prediction, but it's an idea that could be added to 40 years of WrestleMania. So after you complete a match, or complete 40 years of WrestleMania more likely, you can go back to 40 years of WrestleMania, and this time you can choose who you want to be in the match. For example, say if you wanted to change the outcome between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, you can go to that match and play as Cody Rhodes and see him dethrone Roman Reigns. Or if you want The Undertaker to keep the streak, you can go to the match and play as Undertaker and beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, which is something I would definitely do. I'm pretty sure you're able to do that in Legends of WrestleMania. Now that you reach the end of this video, I want you all to know that I plan on doing more videos focusing on WWE 2K24. And when the game comes out, I'll probably do that first match kind of video like I did for 23 and AEW Fight Forever. I'll probably also make a review on it and focus on other parts of the game like my rise, my GM and stuff like that. If you're looking forward to that, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and stay tuned for more videos. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.